clarify a couple things, go over a couple things, and then vamos a mirar un video. So it's a video day. If you've looked at our current lesson, you can kind of see what we're going to talk about, but I'll get to that in a minute. So first of all, let me just kind of update on a few things, make sure that you are doing what you need to be doing. I put a few grades in Skyward, so if you haven't checked recently, feel free to do that. I'm still working on photo albums, so I haven't put those in yet. If I've graded it, you can see your grade in Canvas, but I haven't put it in Skyward yet. I put in your vocab. I maybe put in, or I'm going to put in a textbook assignment. I gave you participation grade for the last 3 weeks. Oh, and I put in your speaking quiz grade. So a few new grades in there this week. If you haven't checked, please check in at some point. I always say check in at least once a week. So you can see what's going on. So let's see, in terms of those things, first of all, photo album project. If for some reason you have still not turned it in, please make sure you do. You do not want me to put in a 0 out of 60, so do that. Number 2, if you did turn it in, you can see that I gave you some feedback. So there would be some feedback on it saying how you did. If you didn't do super, I probably gave you an opportunity or will give you an opportunity to make some corrections and turn it back in. So make sure that you look at that if I have graded it, and if I haven't, then keep an eye out for, I will grade it today or tomorrow. And then make sure you see if your score is a little low, I'll probably say you can fix your verbs up and explain how to do that. So take advantage of that, okay? In terms of the speaking quiz, I've got to kind of move on with things. So if you have not done your speaking quiz yet, I will send you a message at some point today and ask you to come to my student support hours on Monday to make that up. All right. So I'm not looking at it. I don't know if there's anybody on here that hasn't done it yet. Most people have, obviously, and most people did really well. If you have not, Monday, 10 o'clock, put a little reminder in your phone. Otherwise, it will turn into a 0. All right, so that will be your final opportunity to do that. Otherwise, I think that's it. So let me tell you a little bit about this movie that we're going to watch and how we're going to watch it, and what you need to do if you're not here. Obviously, red people, I was going to give you a copy of the video guide this week, but I didn't see you. So I will give you a copy, a hard copy on Tuesday. But that means for today, you need to print if you have a printer. Okay, it would probably be really helpful to have these on paper. All right. So as I'm talking, if you have access to a printer, go ahead and print those off. It's under today's current lesson. It says probably Ecuador video guide or something like that. What's that? I mean, because some people do, like, it just depends, like if their parents work from home, like sometimes you have a printer at home. Like we have had printers at home over the years. We do not currently, because I think our last one broke and we didn't get another one. But yeah, a lot of people do, especially like if you work from home, or if your parents work from home. So again, if you can print, if not, not a big deal. You're going to pull it onto your desktop and you're going to split your screen so you can watch my video and answer the questions at the same time. So as I'm talking, I want you to, if you're on Zoom, to be preparing that. Okay, you're pulling it up so you can either type on it, or if you want to write down the answers by hand, but you are responsible for this information. So let me kind of explain to you why we're watching the movie and what I expect you to do. So I love talking about culture. I love traveling. I love getting you guys excited about traveling and seeing the world and seeing what's out there. I feel like I have not done a great job of doing that this year because of our virtual status. It's been harder for me, I feel like, to do some of that stuff. So I've decided with our last few months of school that I want to try to get in at least a few places that are Spanish speaking countries. I feel like most of us have some ideas about Spanish speaking countries and Spanish speaking people. We tend to think of Mexico, which makes sense because Mexico is really close to the United States, and there are a lot of people from Mexico that live here, or Mexican Americans that live here. But there are a lot of other countries where they speak Spanish that are very different from Mexico. So I want you to see some of these places. I want you to see what's out there. We live in our little Indianapolis, Indiana bubble, and there's a lot of other places out there. There's a lot of other people out there. And I think it's interesting to get to share that with you because it's one of my favorite things. I love to just see what's out there, compare it to what we have. How are we similar? How are we different? Because everybody is similar in certain ways and everybody's different in certain ways. So today I picked Ecuador to talk about, one, because I have a video, and two, because I've been there. So I'll show you some things next week that are around the room, some pictures that kind of go along with Ecuador, and we'll talk about it. So what do you need to do? Well, I'm hoping that this will be kind of fun and interesting and relaxing for you to learn about another country. I do want you to answer the questions. They go in order. I made the video guide, so usually if I make it, it's pretty easy to follow. You are responsible for this information. Okay, I'll say that again. You are responsible for this information. That means, like, on your next quiz, don't be surprised if you see some questions about Ecuador. Hint, hint. All right. So just make sure you're watching it. Make sure you're writing things down. If you miss a question, not a big deal. I'll give you a chance to ask a question if you miss one or two at the end. No big deal. Okay. I just want to see that you're trying, that you're watching, that you're paying attention. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is Wi-Fi. Okay. So I put the link for this video on Canvas. Okay, there's two reasons I did that. One, for people that are absent, but two, for people that their Wi-Fi is not strong enough to be on Zoom and watch a video. So I will play it, obviously, for people that are here. I will play it for those of you that have Wi-Fi that it works for. If it is not working and you really can't hear it, you really can't understand it, it keeps, freezing, it's lagging, you just need to let me know, and then you can just watch it on your own, okay? I really wanted us just to watch it together, so we're kind of at the same point in the movie. But if it's not working and you can't hear it and you can't see it and you can't, it keeps freezing, then I would rather you leave the Zoom and watch the clip on your own. And then we can talk about it together. So you just need to message me. I will have on the closed captioning so you can at least kind of read it. But again, if it's really not working, just check in with me. We're probably only going to watch, I don't know, 20 minutes today. What time are we out of here? 52. So yeah, by the time I'll start here in a second, we'll watch 15 minutes today. Then we'll watch it probably for most of the period on Tuesday. Okay, so that's the setup. Any questions? No. Yeah, but you can just write on there. Is that what you mean? Eventually, you're gonna either just take a picture of it or something. Yeah, there's blank paper over there. Yeah. Okay, so we ready to watch this? Questions? Anybody have a question? No worries, Anthony. Sorry, I'm just catching up in my chat. Okay, Haley, no worries. All right, everybody else make sense? Okay, so get yourself where you can see this. I will screen share it with you. Let me get myself set up. And like I said, if you miss it, want to watch about 15 minutes on your own today. No big deal. And then we'll catch up on it next week.